Hey guys, what's up? Matt here, and this is part number 2 of my top 10 tips for salespeople to get better and for new salespeople. We'll link number 1 in the description below if you haven't watched it. This is for people who want to take their sales to the next level, right? It's my top 10 tips that I've developed really over the past 12 years of selling full time. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and cue the intro. This is tips number 6 through 10. Okay, so tip number 6 is know when enough is enough. It's the law of diminishing returns. I'm all about development. I'm all about spending time and money and energy on getting better and better at sales, but you need to know when enough is enough when it comes to certain parts of your selling, okay? This links directly into our number 5, which is like know your data and track your data, okay? So we have to figure out what the weakest link in the chain is if we want to get better at selling. There's no point working on things that you're already extremely good at. Like obviously we want to hone our skills, but when it comes to actually just getting better at sales, getting more sales, making more money from actually selling people, you need to understand what the weakest link in your chain is. So if the weakest link in your chain is that you struggle getting people to show up to your second call, like let's say you do a 2-call close, right? And I'll give you an example of when I sort of really, how this really benefited me as a salesperson was I used to do a 2-call close. This is when I was kind of first starting out, and I had a really good close rate on my second call. It was like 80%, right? But I had like 40% of people showing up to my sales call. So now I could have spent a lot of time and energy and money getting that 80% to 85 or 90%, right? And it's like that would have made somewhat of a difference. But what I chose to do was have a look at my data and then go, okay, I'm going to work on my triage. I'm going to work on my show up rate to sales call, because if I can get that to like 80% and I keep my close rate at 80%, then man, I'm made in the shade. I'm like almost doubling my opportunities. That's where you need to understand your data, and you need to know like it might not be worth getting something from 75 to 80%, but it certainly is worth getting something from 40 to 60. And so you have to look at the law of diminishing returns and know when enough is enough and know what to work on and when. And in order to do that, you have to be able to track your data. All right, so tip number 7 is daily role plays, okay? Role playing every single day is a habit that every high 6-figure and 7-figure commission earner has in common. Every single sales guy that I know that is crushing it, I don't mean 200K or 250, I mean 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, $1 million a year in straight commissions, role plays every single day. Now, one of the things that I've done is that I've developed a role play program. It's called the Closing Code. We'll link the Facebook in the description, but also for 50 Aussie dollar dues a week, about $35 a week, you get access to 6 role plays a week with one of our internal sales reps, okay? And we do like $10 million a month in sales. Why have I done that? Why have I made that so cheap? It's just basically I've monetized my internal role play structure. So I want my guys to have access to role plays every single day. So we do more than one a day. We have access to that. But for the people, like I was like, we might as well monetize that, right? So for like $35 a week, you can go and get trained by a coach every single day. Like it's crazy, but role plays are an extremely important thing because you get genuine feedback. And the great thing about selling is there's not much difference between an actual sales call and a role play. And the good thing is if you struggle with belligerent prospects, with alpha prospects, with these submissive prospects or whatever, like whatever you struggle with, you can work on that. And if you're getting the same things over and over again, then you can work on how to prevent that. Or when it does come up, you can work on exactly what to do about it. So role plays are absolutely crucial to your development. And if you don't want to join the Closing Code, then you can just find someone who wants to do it with you. But I have the privilege of having a circle of friends in the sales industry of guys who are all 7-figure commission earners per year. And every single one is hungry to learn and hungry to role play. And those guys even turn up on the role plays from time to time. And don't forget, guys, if you guys do like this content, please comment tippy tips down below. Tippy tips, comment that down below. It lets me know that you like this style of content, this sort of top 10 or really short, sharp content pieces for you where you guys can just have really good takeaways, okay? So make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment tippy tips down below. Number 8, okay? Think of sales as collaboration, not confrontation. The first sales style that I was taught was highly confrontational. Now, it's not that that's not an effective tool, but it is no bueno long-term. Do you feel like you're in an emotional boxing match? So if right now you're out there and you feel anxious getting on sales calls, or you feel like a headache at the end of the day, or you just feel like you're going into these emotional boxing matches with people and just having to constantly figure out how to get people and do all this crazy stuff, then like I implore you to find a better style, to try and learn something new. Go and check out Jeremy Minor or Eli Wilder or something like that, or like my stuff, which is a more non-confrontational, non-combative, collaborative form of sale. You will make more money. You will have a better lifestyle. You will be more happy, and you won't feel like you're just trying to beat people up all the time, right? And every single very successful sales rep that I know has a highly collaborative style. I do know some guys who have made pretty decent money with a confrontational style, but no one that I know of is highly confrontational. So I just think it's worth having a look at a more collaborative style. Number 9 is focus on cash collected and not contract value. Okay, I've talked about this before. Contract value is a vanity. It's like revenue, right? When it comes to a business, and like your cash collected is like your profit, right? So like that's the actual, you drive for show, putt for dough type stuff. One of the traps of the sales industry is everybody always is out there telling about their contract value. But one thing that we need to realize as commission-only salespeople is that unless you're collecting it, then did you really sell it, right? If you sell a 12-month program that is $2,000, $3,000 a month, that's $36,000 for the year. You're like, yeah, so a $36K package. It's like, well, I only collected $3,000 though. Now, are you going to call that person and recollect that $3,000 every single month? If you're not, then did you really sell that? And should you really be compensated as if you sold a $36,000 package? My answer is no. That's why I don't believe in commission structures being based on percentages. It's part of the equation, but I think that net profit, gross profit, delivery, there's a bunch of things that go into that, and really what's fair. Now, is being paid $5,000 for a phone call, is that really fair when that person's got to deliver $50,000 worth of value for a year? I don't think it is, right? In some cases it is, in some cases it isn't, right? So like sometimes you should get paid high comms, but really like cash collection, if you can't consistently collect a high percentage of cash, a lot of the best closers that I know collect over 50, 60, 70, 80% of the total amount upfront there and then, and they don't do payment plans. Payment plans are dangerous for a business. They also don't allow a business to liquidate very fast. So we really want to focus on cash collected. You'd also, if you are getting paid as cash is collected for your comms, then it will allow you to realize that commission faster. But go away from the vanity, stick away from just focusing on contract value, offers made, all that kind of bullshit that I've talked about before. And I want you to focus on cash collected because it's the best thing for you, the business, and the overall, just the whole thing. Last but not least, and don't forget, guys, if you are liking this, comment tippy tips down below. Lets you know you like kind of tips. Last tip is that the low to mid 6-figure sales reps, the guys who make that much in commissions, have the largest egos. Again, like I'm in a cool club of people who have made $1 million in a year straight from commissions, right? And there's plenty of people in there, but not that many, especially in the coaching and consulting industry. And I even saw the other day that somebody from a sort of recruiting company said that you couldn't do it. And I was like, well, I did it. And they booted people out who said that they could, right? It can be done. You can for sure do it. And one of my friends who made 1.2 million pounds last year, which is like nearly $2 million US, sold that. And then a lot of people would say, well, he must have been selling huge. No, he was selling like 25K coaching packages. He just sold a metric boatload of them because he's really, really, really good at it. But that guy is super humble, hungry to learn, role plays regularly, has a mentor, invests in himself, right? Doesn't think he knows everything, is always asking questions, and is always looking to get better. The guy drives a friggin' Bentley. Like the guys who are in that 150 to 250,000, those are the guys that always have the biggest ego and are the ones that are the most unlikely to progress. The guys who are young and not making much, like they're hungry, it's that comfort zone, right? Where you're doing pretty well. But what I can tell you is that if you want to progress in sales and get to a really, really high level, you have to keep your humility about you to know that people out there know more than you, and the way that you do it might not be perfect. And you should always be looking to educate yourself and role play and do things to become better at your craft. I hope this video is helpful. Please comment, like, subscribe, hit notification bell, all that kind of good stuff that helps me know that you are actually out there watching and engaging in the channel. We're coming up to 1,000 subs at the time of making this video, which is really, really cool. And we're going to do a giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So don't forget to comment tippy tips down below. Let me know anything that you want me to do. Hit up our Facebook group, The Closing Code. If you want to go into our $50 a week Aussie role play sessions, then the link will be in the description. We also have this cool new like Apple Wallet, Google Wallet thing where you can get exclusive content for free. Download that if you want to as well. All right, guys, hope you have a fantastic day, and bye.